guys, Di here from Di's Den, and welcome to Wowser Wednesday for November. So today we're going to make this box. It's just called a Tapered Top Box. So it's a lovely box, and it was inspired by a demonstrator in the US called Julie DiMaggio. So it opens with a Velcro dot here, and it will hold two of these lovely Ferrero Rocher chocolates. So let's pop them back in there. This pulls across. You just pull that across till you get that in a nice angle, and you close that off. How about that? It's a lovely box, and it measures 2 inches square by 2 inches high at the square part, let alone the piece at the top, which makes it 3.5 inches high up the whole height. So let's pop that on one side and let me show you what we're going to be needing. Oh, excuse me. We're going to be using the Reindeer Fun and the Reindeer Days paper. We're going to use the Christmas is Better Together stamp, and I've cut out the holly leaves and the berries out of this set. So that's what we're going to be using. We'll also need a corner rounder. I'm using Garden Green ink, and I'm also using these Gilded Gems, these little gold ones here. So let me show you what you need, and it's not a real lot. There we go. Look, I've used a couple of bits of scrap to cut out my holly leaves and berry, which I'll pop over there. You'll also need a Velcro dot or magnets if you prefer, and this is all you're going to need. So you're going to need a piece of card that measures 8.5 by 7 3/4. You're going to need 4 pieces of designer series paper, and it's better if you've got not a directional paper. Otherwise, like me, if I'd have cut these out using the paper this way, I would have had to have cut so that the little reindeers were all in the middle, so I would have wasted more. So I'm using this side, and these are what measure 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. You're going to need 2 more pieces that measure 1 7/8 by 1 3/8, and 1 more piece that measures 1 7/8 by 5/8, plus a piece for your writing on, or your typing piece on the top here, which I think just looks good. And this piece is 1 7/8 by 1 3/8 as well. So that's all we're going to need. So we're going to start by doing our scoring. So let me bring in my scoreboard. You're also going to need your ruler for doing some diagonal scoring. So we're going to pop this in here on the 8.5 inch side, and using our small ball, we're going to score this at the 2 inch mark, the 4 inch mark, the 6 inch, and the 8 inch. So that's 2, 4, 6 and 8. We're going to turn this clockwise, and we're going to score this again at the 2 inch, 4 inch, 5.5 inch and 6 1/4 inch marks. So that's 2, 4, 5.5 and 6 1/4. Now we're going to turn it back to our 8.5 inch side, anti-clockwise, so that we can put some more score lines in. So we're going to put another score line in here at the 3 inch mark, down to the second score line from the top. So down to the second score line, and then we're going to put another one in at the 7 inch mark, down to that second score line, like so. So let's move that out of the way. We're going to keep our stylus, so you can actually see those score lines that come down just to there. We're going to bring in our ruler now, and we're going to do our diagonal scoring. So we're going to score from the next line down from this one on the side up to that middle, that line there. I'm going to turn this around this way, and we can do the same again. Now because we've got that tab on that end, That's why we need to make sure. So we're going to do the same on this one. From that corner up to that middle score line, that at the 3-inch mark. And that's all our scoring done now. So we've got our lines through the middle here at 3 and 7, and then from that 3-inch mark down to the next ones here, and from the 7-inch down as well. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of cutting. It's actually better to cut some of this away before we actually do our folding and burnishing. So we're going to cut away this little slither on this end here. Okay, and we're also going to turn this upside down, and I'm going to cut down to the second score line. So down to the second score line like so, and then across. Now I'm actually going to move this one out of the way like so, and I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, my trimmer, and I'm going to pop this in here at this mark, so which is the 2, it will be the, if I do it the other way up you'll be able to see it better. We will put this in here at the 5.5-inch score mark. So we've folded that one under, and we're going to then cut this piece off. You'll get a lovely clear straight line then. Okay, now you could, if you haven't already cut out your berries, you could do them out of this piece here. Okay, so now we can do all the rest of our folding and burnishing on the straight lines. Once we've done all our straight ones, we will do the rest of our cutting, and then we will do our diagonal lines. I just find it a little bit easier that way. So now we're just going to cut up these bottom ones. Like so. Alright, so once we've done that, we can now score these, or fold and burnish these ones. And the best way to do that is to pop our finger on the top and fold it over, and then we can just score that one down. Turning it the other way, fold it under like so, and give it a burnish. Once again, finger on the top, because it actually helps it to go where it's got to go. Bring it in and turn it the other way, and then do the same that way. That way we've got all our score lines done. We're just going to round the corners on this piece here. So I'm going to move them out of the way, bring in my corner rounder, which I think might be full. No, it's not full. It's just being tight today. This must be quite thick, this real red. There we go. Alright, now if you're like me and it looks a bit fluffy around the edges, just use your emery board just to take those fluffy edges right off. I just think it just looks much nicer without those rough edges on there. Okay, so we're going to put on all our pieces of designer series paper. So let's see, we've got one piece that's going to go here. Then we've got our 4 pieces that are the same size, which is the 1 7/8 going here. We've got the 1 3/8 piece goes there and there. So we're then going to pop those on and glue those onto our card. Let me get the glue off the top of the nib here. And we glue these on. Well, maybe we won't glue them on. We'll see. There we go. It's been a bit of a funny week this week. because I've got a design that doesn't matter which way round I put it. It's really good. So this is one of those designs that if you've got a directional, you do have to watch which way you cut. So I've picked a design that it doesn't really matter, and I found that to be the better, for me anyway. Move. Oops, I got a little bit of extra glue over the top there, didn't I? And one more piece. One more small piece, like so. Okay, before we go any further with this, we're going to stamp our little piece here now. We're going to stamp that with our saying. So this is the piece of white that measures 1 7/8 by 1 3/8. And I'm going to stamp this using my garden green right in the middle. Like so. That looks really pretty. Then I'm going to bring in my corner rounder again. Now we need to corner round on the bottom edges here because this is going to be standing up this way, so we need to corner round on the bottom edges. And once again, if you've got a little bit of fluff on there, we can pop that off. Alright, so now I'm going to pop this onto here, so I'm going to turn this up the other way, and that is going to sit onto there like so. That's still got a bit of a fluffy edge just there. Because some of the punches, once they've been used a few times, they do actually get a little bit blunt. Okay, so that's all our designer series paper and bits onto our card. So we're now going to bring this over. We're going to fold this over and we're going to put glue or tape, but I'm using glue, onto this tab piece here. So I'm going to do it this way so you can see it. I'm going to pop my glue down this tab. And then I'm going to fold that over and then fold the other one over, matching up our score lines at the top and bottom, and this score line here with this edge. Give that a nice squish down like so. And we've got our box shape now. So now we're going to turn our box upside down. We're going to put our front and back out of the way. And we're going to bring in our sides. So we're going to bring in one piece and pop a little bit of glue on this. It doesn't matter how much because we're just going to pop one piece on there, lining it up nice and straight. We're going to fold the other one over on top. We're then going to turn the box so that the back of the box is on my right hand side. I'm going to pop a little bit of glue on that, so that the back of the box now goes over and folds over nicely, nice and square. Then we're going to glue the whole of the front part of the box down so that it's now nice and square on the bottom. Once I've done that, I can then open this up, just give this a good squish from the other side with bone folder. And then we're ready. So we're going to push these in and we can see where this comes down to that score line, and that is where our box is going to go. So I'm going to now put my Velcro dot onto here. So I'm going to pop my Velcro dot onto this piece here, like so. And once again, I'm going to push that in like that, making sure that this score line here matches up with the edge of this score line here, like so. We'll pop the other part of the Velcro dot tape off, if I can get it off. There we go. And it's stuck to my finger. Look at that. So I'll do that again. Bring that in so they match up. Pull it over, keeping it matched up all the way and down the sides. And bring that across. Give that a nice little squish around. Lift it up carefully so we can then squash down our Velcro dot and make sure that they're squashed. So that will give me that tapered look, and it's in the correct way around that. Okay, so that's out. We're just going to pop our little bit of bits on here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on to the front of my holly leaves and put my berries on to them. And then I'm going to just glue that to the front of the box, like so. I'm just going to glue that just in the centre, when that sticks, that other piece, just in the centre bit, so you can sort of give a little bit of height to the rest of the leaves. So we can pop that in, just give them a little bit of height like so, so that they just don't look so flat while that's drying like that. And that's our box, except for let's put in the pin in the glue and put in a little gilded thingy on here. So we'll need, I think, a medium sized one, because we only want one. So we're just going to pop that just on this side here, like so, just to give it a little bit of interest. And that's our box for today. Well, I hope you've enjoyed, let me put them away, today's Wowza Wednesday project. I think they are gorgeous. This one was all done with retired products. This is Mary Merlot, and this paper was from a few years back, but I just thought I did that first. I can see me making a few of these. I can take these and pop these in this box here like this, so you can see that they fit in there beautifully. And that's our project for today. Now, if you've enjoyed this project, let me lay that down like that so you can see them, and you'd like the written tutorial for this, please head over to Di's Den for stamping crafting tutorials. You'll find the link down below here. That's my Facebook group. The written tutorial and the photographs will go live exactly the same time and the same date as this video does. So if you're watching this video after the release date, and you want this box for all kinds of reasons, you don't need to make it for Christmas, you could make it for anything. Just head down there, check out the date before you go, and it will be exactly the same date with the same name, and you'll find that in the file section. You do have to answer the question to join the group if you're not a member, but we do look forward to seeing you. If you've enjoyed today's video too, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos, and I will see you again on Sunday. Bye for now.